oyuna, hikaye. Normalde başlayalım bakalım. ...1910... Kansas'tayız.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, well, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Hadi bakalım. Bir zamanlar Sting Springs'te. Oyuna başlayalım.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs. I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead,
Güzel çeviri.
let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Stay here to keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Sessizce. İlk başta ayaktakine düşmanını öldürerek deneyim kazanırsın. Seviye atmak ve ekstra yetenek kazanmak için ihtiyacım var. Seviye atlıyorum. Güzel.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast.
Binelim abi ata.
Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
Fire at will! Spread out, goddammit! Come on! Get them from the... They're coming from the rear!
I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did. As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Ha o ölmüş lan. Mermileri toplayalım abi.
I'm putting you down. Watch out! He's one of them. God damn it, he's
Seviye atladın, U tuşuna bas. Harcamak için bir yetenek puanım var. 3 yetenek kategorisinde herhangi birini seç ve en soldaki ne satın al. Silahşör, çift elle, süvari, uzun menzilli, keskin nişancı abi. Böyle alınıyor. Kartalın gözü ağır çekimde nişan almanı sağlar. Tamam, al.
How's Garrett? He's never around when you need him. Come on, let's send these son bitches running.
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
I've got this.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Ölümcül kurşunların sadece ölüm hissiyetine tavan doğru kaçırabilirsin.
It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
D'ye basacaktık. Tekrardan öldün. Nereden başlatacak? Okey.
Watch out! He's one of them. God damn it, he's right behind us. Where the hell's
Nasıl lan?
never around when you need him? Come on, let's send these son bitches running.
Kafalarını sıkılıyorum var ya, yanlarından geçiyor full. Bir de gözüm adamları seçmiyor nedense.
Leave him to me. You see that?
Alışacağım.
You're dead.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Where'd he come from? I'm right, Chief.
Ha bak, bunu öldü ki ya. Ben diyorum sol altta ne bir yazıyor. Bak mesela onu nasıl vuramadım?
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you idiots.
Truth be told,
Watch
things
your
weren't
flank.
much better behind the house.
He can't take us
I
all.
cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Ama bir tane daha adam varmış.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
Tam evin arkasındayız. FPS ara sıra düşüyor. Bazı şeyleri kısacağım. Görüntü. Normal yap bunu. Tamam.
And like
Her an
that,
her şey oluyor.
Sad, you bastard.
none the worse for wear. I passed
bizden
Dirty
lan.
Dave,
Deader than
and
a
upstairs I
rat in a trap.
found Billy and Charlie Baudry.
You ain't going nowhere.
Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid ve çetesinin peşindeyken acımasız biriydi. Garrett ve ekip onları terk edilmiş bir taş çiftlik evine kadar takip ettiler. Falan filan, burada hikaye böyle. Kırıntılar, 54 adet kırıntı varmış, ben bir tanesini buldum. Yakışıklı adam ha. Usta bir nişancı, 21 yaşına kadar 21 kişi öldürdü. Akıllı küpe.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of.
Bir turluğuna arkadaşmışız. Hadi bakayım.
Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Bak bu silah güzel, bir silah seviyorum.
Billy's worth $500, dead or alive.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
I think I got one. He can't take the call on. Where the hell Garrett get to? He's missing all the action. He's drunk with blood. Where'd he come from? God damn it!
That's when Charlie got hit. They're catching us in a
Hayda.
crossfire, shouted Billy. Get to the other
Bak
side.
ateş.
Damn ears are ringing. Kill him.
Biraz da bununla ateş edelim. Ve bunu tutturmak daha zor.
Kill him for Christ's sake.
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear,
Lan
even
o
to
neydi
Billy,
ya?
that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They gotta
Kaçma
get
zamanı.
Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention. He directed that order at me.
Kesin adam
And
çıkacak
I
buradan bir
thought,
yerden.
why the
Oğlum bu
hell do
gitmiş
I
lan.
have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
They're gonna make a run for it. Those poor sons of bitches are done
Many
for.
would have fled in my place. But I
Oradan
had
atları
that
getir.
false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
Ne lan?
You saying, old man?
Adamdaki taktiğe bak.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am.
Tamam, F ile yakındayım.
Where was I?
You were heading for the barn.
Right. Making my way past a passel
Ama
of
kendisi
false
otomatik
foes.
aim oluyor lan. Bunun sonradan farkına vardım.
Okay, I'm okay.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Damn you!
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
Sen nasıl yaralanmadın lan, ölmedin?
Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Sonunda ahıra varmıştım. Şimdi bir şey olacak.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe to toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Kafa kafaya kapıştık mı? Hadi bakayım. Aha Şerif. Hava yıldızını da siliyor. Görkemli, tecrübeli ve beceriksiz. İlk dövüldüğümüz Şerif'le hesaplaşma.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Odak. Odaklanı grafiğin çemberinde tut. Ay çemberde tut. Tamam. Garipmiş.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that penny dreadful says? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables. stepped inside, and bam! Last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
Bayağı adil
And
biriymiş.
go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that
Sadece
was
bir
just the beginning.
başlangıç. İsabet oranı %72. 70 tane düşman öldürdüm. Odak %93, hız %52. Birde 3. 3'te 1 yani. Kırıntılar bak. Kırıntıların tamamını bulamamışız. Sanki biraz kolaydı. Zorluk sesini zor olarak değiştirmek ister misin? Yok, biz biraz kolayda devam edelim. İleride zor alırız. Tam alışmadım.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
Billy öldü mü?
And the kid surrendered? When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Hemen idam cezasını mı çarptırdı? Hayda. Bir avuç dolusu sıcak kurşun. İlkbahara kadar orada kalmışız hapiste Billy ile.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
28 Nisan 1881. Tutuklandıktan
He
4
was
ay
with John
sonra.
Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
Saniye. Şu anda görevin var. Derin cepheler. Derin cepler süvari. Tüfek mermisi ve kapısını arttırır. Çift elle. Bu gerçeğin kırıntıları için yardım eder. Önemli detayların hiçbirini kaçırma. Ekstra sesler ötüyorlar. Tamam, bunu alalım ya. Kırıntılar. Bak zaten 3 tane kırıntı varmış. Bir tane bulduk.
Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move.
Aha, Billy hamlesini yaptı. Ben de yapayım abi.
He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too.
Hadi aç kapıyı. Hayda, anahtar attı direkt. Al.
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
Kişinin bir silah bulmak. Aha bak. Direkt kırıntı bulduk. Billy the Kid. Evet, Billy orada kalıyormuş abi. 1.73 boyunda ve zayıf, mavi gözlü, sarı saçlı, çocuk yüzlü. Harbi çocuk yüzlü ha. Evet, Billy. 4'te 1. Ha, daha demin de demek ki 3'te 1 yazıyordu, ben onu kaçırdım. Tamam, burada silah var.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun. On kalibre. Ay, çok gürültülü. Aa, ben bu ikili atanı sevmiyorum ama ya. Bob'un çiftelisiymiş. Bir U daha hemen. Yakın mesafede dayanıklılık sağlar. Kurşun geçirmez olmasına, fakat biraz daha dayanıklı olabilirse ortalama olarak yakın mesafeden ateş eden her dördüncü kanı işlemeyecektir. Çifte. Ben buradan devam ya. Sabit hedef. Nişan alırken daha fazla yakınlaştırmaya olanak sağlar. Tamam. I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Çatıya mı çıkacağız? Okey.
Anybody see Billy?
Lan.
Son of a bitch!
Abi yanımda adam varmış. Yeni gördüm ya.
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. The kids escaped, raised a huge ruckus.
Bunu alamıyorum.
Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away.
Oh my god!
Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape?
Lan nasıl öldüm oradan? Çatıdan başlayacak.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me.
Abi bu candır ya.
Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You hooligans can go to hell.
Let's do
Town
this.
somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity.
Nişan, en son yaptığım beceri iyi yani bu arada. Bak nişan alıyorum,
Just
yavaşlıyor.
glad I had Deputy
Daha
Bob
kolay
with me and
vuruyorum.
that shotgun.
I've got
Get your
this.
headstone!
There's children here.
We can take him.
So much lead was whizzing by my head. It was
Ama
like
ölmedi
everyone in
mesela.
Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters.
Orada kesin bir tane şey atladım ya. Bu atmalı var ya ondan.
I don't get paid enough for this. Leave him to me. Put down your weapon.
Bunda çok bekliyor. Mermileri alayım da. Bak kırıntı bir tane daha bulduk, tamam.
Damn town's going to hell in a handbasket.
But
Bir
where
anda
was the
karşıma
kid while
çıkacak.
you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Neden serbest bıraktı?
Here.
You know respect for decency?
Öldük ya.
So I could
Şaka
be a
gibi
hapless
S'ye
decoy and
basacaktım.
draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Adam kasabadan kaçıyor, biz savaşıyoruz. Dur tekrardan, güzelmiş bak. Bu mekaniği de yeni öğreniyoruz.
Take him.
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Oy. Yine deliğinden.
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No. Because they all thought I
Altyazıları
was Billy,
kaçırıyorum ya. Biraz okuyayım diyorum,
and all
adamlar
that
vuruyor.
blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to
Lan
put
vur
me
artık
down.
kafadan.
He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun.
Burada sanki bir şey parladı da ona baktım.
It was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Get the women off the street!
Arm yourselves!
Oğlum neredesiniz? Sesleriniz geliyor. Lan oradan beni mi vurdun gerçekten ya? Bak FPS de bir anda düştü.
We're gonna be in deep shit when that gets back! We can take them!
Bak şöyle sadece kafaları gözüküyor. Bak şuradan adam ateş ediyormuş.
I got this!
Çok zor seçiyorsun. Al lan yanlışlıkla Q'ya bastım.
Stop him!
Çok zor oğlum lan. Yani adama vurmak zor. Bu kadar kargaşanın içinden seçip.
Show yourself, coward! Kill him!
Mesela o kafa değil miydi?
Don't let him get away!
Sana mermi işlemiyor adamlara lan.
Can't hide forever!
Mesela bunlar yaşıyor çıkıp beni vurmuyorlar. Niye abi?
Die!
Aa delinmiş lan.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out.
Lan bir kişi
Hello,
daha gelip
Bob.
unfollow atmış.
I said, I think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my
Hah, buna
shot.
da vs atalım.
So
Bebeklerim
we
al.
stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to
Teke tek
eyeball.
hadi bakayım.
He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Hadi çek silahını. Karşılıklı vurulduk. Abi el hızı ne ya? Ha, AD ile böyle. Ben de sadece D'ye bastım daha demin.
I
Güzel.
killed him in a fair
Biraz
fight.
yavaş kaldım.
Everybody saw I had
Zormuş
no
bak hem
damn
odak
choice.
hem hız ayarlamak. Evet başarılı.
Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day.
Baba
That
Olinger
Garrett gunned
öldürüldü.
down Billy
Devam
3
et.
months later.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Ruales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Sıkıntılı elemanlar. İhtiyar için bir kurşun. Şu Q'yu de biraz kullanmam lazım.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the
Lincoln'dan
cowboys?
kıştan birkaç hafta sonra.
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for Old Man Clanton.
Lan adam sandım bir an. Ne oluyor?
I came
Ana,
upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards.
at
The
arabasını
bandits wore
soyuyorlar.
red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There! ¿Quién carajo es ese hombre?
I did my best to help.
Selamünaleyküm. Şimdi benimle tanıştınız.
Moments later, the attackers
bakayım.
were dead. And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing.
Hiçbiri nefes almıyor ki. İçeride biri var mı?
None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did.
Hadi bakayım. Allah, ne oluyor?
They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads. Making use of the high ground and whatever else.
Abi, mermiyi kontrol etmedim.
Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere. And there never
Ben
seemed to be
ölmedim
an
mi
end.
brom ya? Uzağa çok az
You
vuruyor.
attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force.
Baksana, uzağa hasar vurmuyor silah. Peki şunu deneyeyim. Şu doldursun. Evet.
See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks.
Lan.
I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong.
Oğlum bunlar neymiş böyle?
My revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the
Mermim
odds of
bitti.
my survival seemed pretty slim.
Evet, hayatta kalmam bayağı zor.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out
Ne
of my
çıkışıyordu?
predicament.
Bu nedir ya?
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me.
Vallahi bu kadar adam
Poisoned by my ears, but I
peşimde
wasn't
bir
about
at
to roll
arabası
over
için.
and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
Babam, mermim bitti ya diğer silah. Aha, bu silahta da mermim bitti.
Nowhere to run!
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
Mermi.
Kill that stupid son of a bitch!
Ha, bunlarda nasıl mermi yok?
one will ever find you here.
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like mana from
Ne
heaven,
lan?
I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was
Hayda.
more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Tamam. Mermiyi bulduk. Şimdi sakin. Bu ne? Hızlı parmaklar. Daha hızlı basarak daha seri doldurmana yarar. Tüfeğin kapasitesini arttırsın.
And imagine my surprise when
Vay,
I found a
dinamitler
fistful
güzel.
of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables.
Evet, aniden böyle karşıma düşmanlar çıkacak. Yine ileride bir tane var.
Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that.
Ara sıra FPS düşüyor
No,
ya.
sir. I came at them like a wildcat.
Where's he
My
going?
fury knew no bounds.
Yellow?
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Hadi bak. O neymiş lan öyle? İnatçı, huysuz, kindar.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, "Clanton, I'm coming for you!" A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo.
Bak bak, her
I
atışma.
needed to get that old man off that gun.
Vuracak şimdi, koş. Nedir?
Do I gotta reload again?
Hayır hayır hayır. Var ya, sol tarafa gidecektim. Kolaya kaçtım. Yoksa ölmezdim. Yakın mesafeden çifte daha iyi seçenekmiş. Yavaş yavaş gideceğiz.
Let me tell you, that was the longest uphill climb of my entire damn life. Well, one of the longest. There was that one time I was pursuing Frank James, Jesse James's brother.
Jesse James?
Perhaps we could talk about that one later. Now, where was I? Right. I had old man Clanton in my sights. Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
You one stupid son of a bitch. These are good men you're killing. Would you just die?
Bu işlemiyormuş abi. Yanına kadar gideceğiz yani.
Look at you, you yellow belly hot sap sucker!
Güzel.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Abi hiç kırıntı bulamadık ya. Kırıntıları bulmak zormuş. Kereste fabrikasında çatışma. Evet, bence burada bölümün sonuna
A
gelelim
few
abi.
weeks after that dust up at the OK
Sonraki
Corral, I was
bölümde
still after
görüşürüz.